Just a second. I'm starting the Twitter Spaces as well. Bear with me. Okay. I think I have everything under control. I started Twitter Space. I'm doing okay. How are you guys doing? I know everybody's muted now because last time when we did not start it like this, a lot of people had themselves unmuted, which was unfortunate. Welcome, though. Welcome, everybody. Thank you, everyone, for joining from Twitter as well. I'm gonna set you guys aside so I have full hand freedom. Also, yes, I have one more thing that I have to take care of before we can hop in, which is closing my private messages. So when I'm sharing my screen, I'm not texting everything like a newbie.
Oh yeah, that's really important to do before like starting screen sharing. It's always risky, you know. You always got to be careful with all these things.
Okay.
Just one thing that I wanted to say, because you mentioned like everybody is muted, because last time we had like a lot of people like unmuting themselves. So this time everyone is muted, but if you have anything, like just feel free to use the stage text. Like I can see that like the guys are sending different kind of gifts there, so we are checking that also. So let's get starting.
Okay, let's go. I'm sending hearts to the people in Twitter Spaces as well, so they know I'm engaged. I'm looking out for them. Anyway, welcome everybody. We'll start out with the usual agenda / forward. I'm Reka, I'm the co-founder of Guild XYZ. Welcome all 124 of you to this community call. I think this is a record so far. We have waited a few minutes with the technical stuff. Thank you so much for your patience. While we wait one more minute, I want to give like a short intro about Guild for all of you that are maybe new here. So Guild started out as like token gating for Discord, which we did for quite some time, a few months. We started out in September. But now we're this launch today, we're turning our attention and our messaging towards being the infrastructure for platformless memberships, which is super exciting, which is why all of you are here. And yeah, we'll kind of the agenda of today's community call will be a little bit of recent happenings in the community, which is going to be done by Hannah, and then we'll head over to what's included in the launch. And last time we talked to you guys about the new integrations, but we didn't go too deep. It was kind of more like a, if you want to test with us, come. But now we're going to dive deeper into how everything works. Where can you find it on Guild? How can you also start utilizing it for growth? And yeah, just essentially where everything is on the website, what good it is for you to start using it, and so on.
Yes, absolutely. Before we get started, there's one thing that I would like to mention. You might saw it already. We started our YouTube channel also. So we start uploading like community calls and community stand-ups that we are organizing. And this time also, so from now on, our community calls and hangouts will be recorded and uploaded. So I just wanted to give you a heads up before we get started. So those who cannot make it to the call can tune in afterwards so they can hear all the exciting things.
About the YouTube channel, today I was doing the moderation of that, and all of our videos are accessible through links. They're not publicly launched or publicly published because I was on the fence about privacy issues. How last Friday we had the Anamora team presenting us their like new launch and very detailed things about their product, and we have not asked them yet if we can make that public. So I haven't uploaded that publicly. You can access it through the link from our Discord, but it's not like a publicly discoverable piece of content yet. But these community calls will 100% be, because we're very open about it. But with the rest, we have to ask for consent from the community stand-up guests that we have on Fridays. Otherwise, everything else will be fully public on the YouTube channel. It's gonna be really fun. We also record guide videos there, and I'm very excited to kick that off. I think we can head over to start talking about the recent happenings in the community. Hannah, if you will.
Yes. I'm going to take this part. Basically, there are some really exciting news that we would like to mention you before we get started with all the techie stuff. So actually, few days ago, last week, we just gained over 4,000 new members on our server, which is crazy because we started growing. And we can say that it's thankful. It's because we just used Guild's new Guild for Growth feature, which caught a lot of people's attention. And we have this ongoing quest that's about how you can be a guild grower and then how you can be a guild maxi. We have a different category on our Discord server on this. So if you are interested in checking this out, you can check all the info that you need up down there. And heads up, guild maxis, since it's an ongoing quest, it's going to be always new tasks. So until next week, you can stay a guild maxi with the requirements that you fulfill. But after that, we're going to change some things up, like spice the things up. So if you are not a guild grower yet, you can find all the info on our channels. But if you are already a guild grower and even a guild maxi, heads up, because you have to check always the requirements and the different tasks that we are sending out to you guys. Basically now, since we have 4,000 extra new members on our server, now it's time to strengthen the bonds after the explosive growth that we just experienced. So we have, for example, a Telegram group for all the guild maxis, and we even have a special channel for everyone who is a guild grower already. So one more thing for the guild growers that we would like to mention is that we are having a guild quest workshop that's going to be hosted by Reka. And on this workshop, we are going to show you how you can start a guild quest for your own community also. So it's going to be more like a interactive, kind of like a smaller group of people. Just as this community goal, but more interactive, so you can talk with us also, you can have your questions answered and all these things. So yeah, really exciting things are happening, and we are really looking forward to keep growing our community also, with our numbers and all these things.
Yeah, over the weekend, so we started using Guild for Growth last week. And what Hannah just mentioned, the 4,000 extra members in our Discord, over 1,000 new followers on Twitter, our GitHub going over 500 stars, our GitHub repository for Guild. All of these things are thanks to you guys and us using our own tool for, dog fooding ourselves, kind of experimenting with what we are offering right now to every other community out in the space, that they can use Guild for Growth as well. It's been crazy. We've been on the edge of our seat over the weekend. And I'm also a little bit emotional with this community call, because at least I've been preparing for this launch for more than a month now. And everything that happened I'm truly, truly grateful. And I can't even tell you how exciting to have 175 of you show up and be excited about this as much as we are. So thank you so much again. But I'll jump into the public launch, and we'll discover about a little bit more about Guild and what we launched right now. So Guild, essentially, as I said, it started out as very simple token gating for Discord, specifically with NFT trades. That was our first thing in September last year. And now we are focusing on establishing Guild as this infrastructure for platformless membership. And Guild is essentially being built to help starting, engaging, and growing communities. And we're heavily focused on bringing this best user experience that we can to the Web3 community, to DAOs in the whole space. And with this, also a little plug. Oh, I forgot to mention that. Little plug. when Hannah just said, like what we talked about, this explosive growth, like 4,000 new members in the community, that's almost double that we had in the server. This is outrageously a lot, and we have to deal with that. And I'm a very big believer and preacher about like strengthening organizations, and we have quite a few methods how we're gonna establish that, so that even though we grew a lot, like we doubled in size, the conversations are still valuable within the community, and we still have these safe, open avenues into groups that are, safe spaces and make sense to establish these relationships as conversations. And if you're more interested about this, it's a little, I can't watch it because I'm still a little bit cringing about it, but I talked about this more in depth in Barcelona at ETH Barcelona conference. You'd like to learn a little bit more about building strength into organizations in your community. If you use Guild for Growth and experience this like explosiveness, then that might be very helpful for you to kind of reevaluate and find your balance and strength again. So I would recommend that. We're also going to go kind of with that ideas, but back to the public launch. So with the new integrations that we did, we integrated a few Web2 platforms now to make the whole Web3 experience way better. And we, with the new integrations, are Twitter, Google Workspace, GitHub, and Steam. But with the Steam, we're a little bit pacing ourselves. We want to space it out, so that's only coming 2 weeks later. But the core idea is that we saw issues in the DAO and more in this like Web3 community space, which were very big issues and gaps with the onboarding. So for example, when you discover a community on Discord, or sorry, on Twitter, and then you get in their Discord, there's a very big now what moment in entering that community. And even though there's tirelessly working community managers in the space, it is a very heavy workload to establish an actually working community and not overwhelm your new users and actually educate them about what the community is about. So we wanted to, as much as we can, ease that pain. And with these integrations, we'll get a little bit more in depth about how we're solving that. But onboarding is one. Second is more knowledge management, which is kind of aligned with the onboarding. We wanted to really provide a more way to get your new members or your existing members acquainted with your community and project, and have the knowledge management and the knowledge bases that you gathered, be it like Notion documents or a Google worksheet or whatever it is, and just have that knowledge not come to them at once, but more gradually. And with this kind of like the quest structure that we started doing, it really helps you unlock channels and depths of the community automatically as you go within, and not get overwhelmed with all the everything that's out there. And just, you don't just push everything on the community, but it gets to them more progressively. The third thing is identifying other community members within your own community. This is a very interesting solution or need that we saw, and kind of the communities that started using us even from last week that we onboarded. One of them is a very interesting use case with Arbitrum. They started using Guild in a way that they not only have roles for their own like community as like Arbinauts, I think that's what it's called, holding their own tokens and NFTs and everything, their own membership stuff. But they also have around like 10 different roles that are specifically with the need of identifying members of other projects. So you could have 0.001 link, so like a Chainlink token. And with that, you get, like if you have a minuscule amount of Chainlink token in your wallet, you get a different role within the Arbitrum community. And what this allows is this cross-pollination or like cross-promotion between communities and identifying supporters of your partner projects or projects that you really believe in the space, and have the community members gain different roles based on these. And these essentially like help identify each other within the community of, oh shit, you're also the supporter of the same exact projects as I am. You're also in the same Discord servers that I am. And that gives more things to hold on to within the community. It also gives more credibility for the members, also gives them more perspective on each other. And it's a very great way to mark just participants in the space. And the last one is just like general marketing stuff, because marketing, I know it's for some of you, it's very boring. For some of you, it's super interesting. But what we saw is so many Web3 projects struggling. I recently started in the past year, kind of, I don't know, like not advise, but like help other projects get their orgs and their communications with their orgs in order. And, we're obviously not doing it perfectly either. But what I really saw is that so many projects are struggling with it, and especially the growth part of marketing and not doing it the traditional Web2 way, because that doesn't work in Web3. We're not accepting paid marketing schemes. It's like very cheesy. We're not. I think Web3 is more rebellious to those marketing strategies, and we cannot bring that to Web3. And we had to find another solution. And what we just started from last week with Guild, this like Guild for Growth, where the actual community that you've cultivated, you like symbiotic with each other, the best source of PR ever. And the fact that communities do not know how to utilize this with like in a way that's beneficial for both parties involved, it's freaking me out. But we finally have a solution for that, and we started using it next week, and it's crazy. It's growing too fast. But okay, so we can deep dive into it in a sec. I think I want to share my screen now with the platform agnostic section of the launch. So, is it nice? Is it visible, Hannah?
Yes. So we can see.
I know you can see my million tabs too, but I'm not. Yeah. I'm not embarrassed about it.
When was the last time? When was the last time you switched off your Mac?
When I switch it off, it opens because I use Brave browser, and I love it because every time I turn off my Mac, whenever I turn it back on, I have everything saved. So my million tabs get saved forever. And whenever I have a time over the weekend, I close a few, but then like, you know how it goes, like it multiplies over the week.
Yes. It's just doubling up for sure.
Okay, so first section of our lecture, kids, is the platform agnostic part. So what's super exciting is one of the reasons why we haven't shipped like smaller features for the past few months is that we've been spending a lot of time redesigning our whole backend structure in a way that we can support essentially like any platforms plugged into Guild. So now how Guild is working, that we have the requirements, we have the roles, and we have the platforms where the permissioning actually makes sense, or the access or the reward makes sense. And we really had to restructure the whole backend to make it make sense. And we've been working on this for a while. But we did have some integrations before, but on the platform side, we did not have anything more than Discord and Telegram. And so far, you could only have them in separate guilds. So you could have a gated Discord server, and you could have a gated Telegram channel, but only in this different guild, only with different guilds. Now, what we introduced last week is that you could merge them into one guild. This came with the UI update and everything, but I'm not going to bore you with that. The point is that you can have multiple platforms now within a guild, and it makes it way easier to navigate with your community. Okay, exciting. What this little thing in the top here is doing is where you can see all your like social accounts or wallets linked. This is a spicy part because you cannot. How we made Guild is we wanted to provide the best UX possible. And for that, we want to skip as many clicks as possible so that everything is automatic as possible. And you only have to opt in to stuff that's absolutely necessary. So this account management little module here is working in a way that whenever you come with a new wallet or a new social account, we start using it for you. Like we connect it to your account automatically. And what you can do though is that you can disconnect here any of these. But so far we have not made the effort to make this you bringing your multiple accounts and plugging them in at the same time. For now, how it works is that every time you need to connect your new account, your new wallet, or new anything, it either happens automatically because you sign a message with it, or we ask you to authenticate that said social account, like your GitHub or your Google or your Twitter or your Discord, and authorize the bot to see your Discord ID and stuff like that. So moving forward, you will see how that works, but this is where you can see everything on your account, what's connected. Oh, also worth mentioning that, for example, the G Suite that you have, like the email account you have connected, is so far I think you can only connect one, which makes sense if you only have, like, I connected the Guild accounts Drive so far, so I can showcase the files that are in there, but it makes me, so this is like a Notion for us, but it makes it a little difficult for me to share in my own Guild from another account. So, like, I don't know, we'll figure that out. But so far you can connect these and disconnect these anytime. So the first integration that we can get into is Google Workspace or G Suite. How this integration works is that it's on the platform side, so it's not working as a requirement, but as a platform. How you can use it is essentially, okay, a little bit more like theoretical stuff. So it helps you organize group access around digital assets. And this enables online interactions and like a very, very developed way of collaboration. Another, like an example for this is that the content squad, or like just like the writer guild within your guild, has way different needs to access different files than like the dev team or operations team. And they can, of course, gain access to these files automatically now. And the knowledge bases for the newbies, they have very different needs. And with this launch, this feature that we have here, they get access to that automatically based on the roles that they hold in your community. This is very, very useful for the whole onboarding and engagement issues that I kind of elaborated on before. And okay, I'm gonna show you how you can edit. So let's see. This is my little showcaser guild. As you guys know, I show this every week. This is my home for homies. And if I want to create a Google Workspace for here, I can add here with the reward. And here's all the platforms. I already have given access to this Telegram group, the mine only Telegram group for this role. You can also add any other new platform here. I'm gonna pick Google Suite here, or Workspace, whatever they like to call. I already connected these two files, a video and a Google Slides, but I'll show you how to create or add a new file here. So you just select another file, and here our little model shows you what to do. It's a little guide. You have to copy this email address, which is our guild's Gmail address that we use for this authentication process. And what you do, this is the most secure way that we found that this works, is you go into the drive that you want to share the files, folders, pictures, whatever you have from. You go into the file and you either click, oh, sorry, it's in Hungarian. This is a quick Hungarian lesson for you. Megosztás means sharing. You're welcome. This is an added bonus for coming here. And you can add this address that you copied as an editor, which is a szerkesztő. For like, I think there's like 5 other Hungarian people here, so welcome, international class. And then you just click save. We're sharing anyway. We know it's out of the organization. So we shared this. We go back to our guilds page. Now it's here. My buns, they get access to my buns now. Yes, I can create file. I can decide if I want this role that I have here to have access to my buns file as a reader, as a commenter, or as a writer. I'm gonna say writer because the buns need writing, and that's how you edit. Heyo. Okay, we're gonna move on with the other platform, with a new platform, the new integration, other chapter, returning chapters here. The new one that we're digging into is GitHub. So GitHub is an integration that is working on both sides of the guild equation. So it's also a requirement, and it is also a platform or a reward. As a requirement, it is as in starting a repository. So how you can find it to set it as a requirement is you go here, see the integrations, get GitHub, and that's so far the only thing that you can choose because that's what's available in the GitHub API is starting a repository. And then you can add the link of your repo here, which I'm not going to do right now, but it's just a link and then you click save and then you're good to go. As a reward or a platform, you just go again here, add reward, and choosing another platform. We're selecting the repo. Wow, I have so many. Look at me go. Whoa. Developer of the week. I've only made all of these just for the sake of the quest. I've only had my GitHub account for the past 9 months. So forgive me if they're not very technical, but okay. So you select the repo. Since I already connected my GitHub account, I don't have to reauthorize again because I only did it once. And that's like the convenience of Guild is that if this was the first time, it would ask me to authorize and connect my GitHub, but I already did that. So I don't have to do that. I just have to click out of all the repos that I had, I just had to click the one that I wanted to gate with this role. What I want this role to get access to, essentially. That's what we're setting here. As a reward, what I just gave access to is a private repo. So only people who in this case, it's a free entry because I'm very generous. People who hold this role authenticated their wallets to get this freeloader role, get access to my buns and a GitHub private repo, and also my server. Okay, makes sense? Okay, let's do the last one, which is Twitter. Twitter is also
Just a second, can I say something about GitHub? Because this is something which is really important to say, is when you don't have anything connected yet and you just started out, when you create Guild on GitHub, so you're using GitHub as a platform, it's really essential. Our bot will only see your repos that are private. So it's really important when you want to start gating, first you have to set it up as a private repo. So then our bot will see it. That's all that I wanted.
Thank you so much. That's a very important addition here. But I want to jump over to Twitter. Are you guys ready? Yay.
Yes.
I'm imagining none of you are muted and you're like, yay. Okay, let's go. So the Twitter integration. Twitter works on the requirement side. It's not a reward yet because making Twitter private is a hard task, but I know one team who's already done it and I really want to talk to them. So it's on the requirement side. As a requirement, Twitter works that you can set these things. A requirement is to follow somebody, how many followers you have, at least, and what emoji or string of letters does your Twitter name or Twitter bio include. These are the requirements you can set. And on the more theoretical part of things, this is tying back to what I said about discovery, visibility, the marketing struggles, the growth, the identifying other communities, followers, and fans within your own community so that you can help a little bit more like grouping scenarios and sub DAOs forming or sub communities forming. Because if you have all of you are Web3 native, you know that you have .eth in your Twitter name, you belong to the Ethereum/ENS community publicly. If you have the nouns glasses in your name, we already know that you're belonging to the nouns ecosystem as well. Maybe you don't have a noun, but you heavily vibe with the nouns community. It's a social signal. It is essentially helping this like common shared identity amongst the supporters of communities forming. We started last week adding a little castle in our names for the Guild Maxi role so that people who really, really support the Guild have a castle emoji in their names. And I have to say, it's a good signal. It's like an if you know signal. It's not the best for discovery. It's great for discovering each other. So if you know what the castle emoji stands for, it's perfect. But if you don't, like, it's not the best for discovery. For that, I would recommend putting your projects or your communities at handle Twitter name in other people's bios. Like, we are going to make this a new rule next week for the Guild Maxis that you have to have something at Guild XYZ. So like, I have in my Twitter bio, I already have Menace at the Joke DAO because I'm a heavy Joke DAO person. But with the same with Guild, you could say I'm a supporter at Guild, I am a maxi at Guild, or something like that. This is helping with discovery. It's not just visibility now, it's also discovery and growth for you, because people who interact with that person's account, they will click on that because they're like, oh, you're working on this project or you're supporting this project. What's this project about? And you click on it and, you know, the story goes on. So it's perfect for that as well. Okay, sorry for the big sigh. I just talked so much. I'm gonna have a sip of water too. Water break. Okay.
Okay. I thought that it's gonna be like longer. I was like, I'm gonna kill the silence, but okay, let's go.
Okay. So here, let me show you how it's working. So if you ask follow somebody, you can say, oh, the most important accounts are already here. If you say you have to follow, wait, why is it saying GitHub? Okay, let's do it again. If you're saying follow somebody or number of, follow somebody at, can I type?
Yeah, just don't, yeah.
I don't need the at, okay. You don't need the at, you can pick the account that people have to follow to enter, and then that's gonna be the requirement, essentially. And with the text, it's bio include text, and if I want this to be included so that, I don't know, people know that they're my friends, but okay, let's say a more relevant example. If I want Maxi at Guild to be in your bio as a requirement, this is how we set it up. Not too difficult. We are going for user experience, and I hope this seems very easy for you. This, just another word about the importance of this Twitter one, it essentially enables anybody to create these portable social structures or social graphs around, like, not just off-chain of like following, but also on-chain requirements. And this way we can fully build these custom user journeys across these platforms that and utilize Guild for growth. Like, that's essentially the core idea here. And yeah, kind of just to reiterate, the Guild membership structure is best described with the three primitives of requirements, roles, and rewards. If you just remember that, everything that we have on the UI is going to make so much sense, and how to set things up. It is becoming a very good growth and engagement tool. As a social media person, I'm very excited about using the Twitter integration, not just for Guild, but for all the other projects that I'm affiliated with and we're partnering with, and all of you guys. It's going to be really, really interesting to see what creative ways we can enable for growth with this integration. Okay. I also want to talk more about the cross-pollination aspect of it. So I want to go over to I really want to show you the Arbitrum one. I'll show you the Arbitrum. Where is it? Oh, I'm not part of it. Arbitrum. There we go. Oh, they already have 8,000. Holy smokes. Okay, they already have 8,000 members. So as you can see here, they have the RB not role here, which is an Arbitrum specific role. But if you scroll down, they have like these 10 different other projects. Like, just if you hold their bags, if you hold any of them, like a minuscule amount of the tokens, you get a separate role, which is super interesting. And I know this for a fact. We use it in the Guild community as well, that we have different roles already. So you can, I don't know, it's just great for identifying each other. And if, when we're continuing this quest next week or in the coming weeks with the partners that we are collaborating with on the quest parts, for example, I'm planning a part with Wonderverse, and if you're here, but also with Coinwise. So for example, a part of the quest can be with Coinwise. And if you have either completed that part of the quest or have some blockchain related or Twitter related affiliation with Coinwise, you get a special role within the Guild community so that you know that you're also supporting that partner of ours, which is very interesting for the growth side of things and the partnership side of things. And I highly encourage you to release your, I don't know what, curiosity or fantasy or like both at the same time about this integration, because I know for a fact that even though Guild team has been thinking about this for a million gazillion years, we probably have not thought about all the different use cases and possibilities that you can do with this. It's a very, very horizontal solution. And it's essentially, I think, most of the limits is what you guys have in mind. Like what you guys can think of is the floor, the bar, or like the onboarding bar is on the floor. You really only need the free entry role to get started with Guild, but then the ceiling of it is really, really high. There's like so many possibilities and endless amount of roles that you can do, different segmentation types, different sub DAOs, different partnership combinations. It's insane. I can babble about like the ideas that I already had, but I don't know how valuable that would be for the majority of you. So we'll skip that part. This would be a great time for questions. And I'm just a heads up, Hannah, I'm getting ready for the POAP part, mentally at least.
Oh yes, I already set up another channel. I just called it Oh Yes. I'm gonna change the name soon, and I'm putting it there.
Okay. We can keep it. It's pretty. Also, 206 of you in the community call. Oh no, I'm gonna check the Twitter. Okay, Twitter is doing well, but Discord's insane. Whoa. Okay, OES channel. What do we do, ma'am? Instruct us.
Actually, before I go to the POAP and then go to the OES, there was one question which was from NFT Bounty Hunter, which was, does that include quests? And EJ said, everyone has the opportunity to create these requirements. And regarding to this, I just want to say, if you're interested in making a quest on your own, we are having the workshop exactly for that. So if you would like to use your creativity and you want to create different kind of quests with us, like with your guild, I highly recommend you to become a guild grower, or if you already are, there is the channel already for you, so we can discuss the details there. And we are happy to have you there tomorrow. But yeah, let's move on, and I'll manage the OES channel in the meantime.
Okay. So for the POAP, head to the OES channel. In the meantime, I do have some closing things to say and reiterate about the workshop that Hannah just mentioned. So if you're interested in starting your own quest like we did with Guild, or you have some more questions about essentially like how to use Guild for growth and this whole bedazzling that I just did with all the integrations. If something's not clear, if you have a new idea or you have a specific use case that you'd like to discover, we're having a workshop tomorrow that is, you can find it in the events at the top here at the top left in the event section, but it's going to be, I think it's 2 p.m. EST and 8 p.m. European time, Central European time. It's only for guild growers. So for that, you have to start participating in the quest. Also, it helps that you then fill out a little bit what the quest feels like on the other side, not the creator side, but the person who's doing the quest side. For that, you have to go to the Start Quest channel, watch that video that recorded for you, and then we'll go from there. So you have to have the guild grower role to access that channel where we're going to have the workshop. And yeah, see you there. Also, right before this community call, we did the announcement for this, like one of the biggest, I think probably the biggest launches of Guild history. So please give some love on Twitter, like and retweet our tweet. Bernat also shared it here in the announcements. If you don't want to go over to Twitter, it's in the announcement channel. And yeah, a little bit more about the guild grower and the guild maxi role. So Hannah did a pretty good explanation, so I won't go too much deeper. But essentially, how we imagine it is that the guild grower is for folks who are interested in guild community management and like to show some support and just be a little bit more than a guild member. And the guild maxi, on the other hand, is going to be people who are terribly intertwined with guild's mission and want to show as much support as possible. And we have a private little Telegram group for them already, which at first, when the requirements were easier in the beginning last week, so it was only a castle in your bio. We had, I think, 80 people in it, but then we had a heads up that we're going to change the requirements. And then the requirements became that you have the castle emoji in your name. And the bot kicked like 40 people, I think, at the same time. But yeah, quite a few of you already made it back, and we already have like 35 people in there. But the guild grower role has its own channels as well, but it's in our Discord here. So if you become a guild grower, a few channels will be unlocked for you, and we can see a little conversational piece there, and we can talk. Okay.
Yes,
How are we doing,
absolutely.
Hannah?
We're doing good. We're doing good. I was just waiting for you to share all the information, so I didn't click on the send embed message. So I just want to give you a heads up, you can find this little badge at the OES channel, and you can grab your own. And oh my God, I'm so excited because it's a lot of you guys here. And let's just say that we did not expect this. Like, it's the biggest call that we ever have. Like, I remember the call that we had, it was like 18 people or so when we started our community, and now it's like
I love
106.
it.
Yeah,
I love the 18 vibe.
Yeah, so let's just say that you gotta be fast, okay? So
Also, shout out to the few people who have themselves muted and also deafened in the the channel. They must be
yeah.
enjoying the video.
For sure,
Okay.
they are listening because they're listening to you on Twitter, right?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That's all.
Got it. They're not just here for the POAP.
No, not at all. Not at all. So, if you're listening and you want to grab a pop for yourself, just be really fast, okay? And apologies in advance. We're going to manage it if you didn't grab one.
Let's go.
Let's see. Okay, let's
Very
go.
nice.
Okay, so.
Is it community call 7?
Yeah, community goal 7, community goal 7. Let's go, guys.
Also, what's the reason for the haste? Is it because we have less POAPs claimed than how many people showed up?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. Well, okay, now it's actually competition now. Sweet.
Yeah. Okay, it's happening.
Sweet. I got it. POAP claiming with Guild works smoothly. Also, we did not say, we've been using this for a few weeks, but the POAP integration is also live with Guild. You can start using it with your communities. It's been working really, really well. And shout out again for the early testers here in Guild who have been a very, very, very patient group of guilders who have helped us with a lot of feedback and trials of the POAP launch. Yeah. We're super cool. So you can use also POAP integration now. You can draw POAPs within your guild's admin page and manage them there as well. So it's a little bit smoother than actually claiming them from the POAP website.
Yes.
And they're
Actually,
claimable within the Discord.
60 is gone. Yep.
They're gone?
60. We have more.
How many did you ask for?
Actually, we have 100.
100? And we have like 260 people. Okay.
Yes, because previously, like every single call that we had, it was like the most was 90, you know?
Yeah.
So
no worries.
Thanks for your question.
It's more intimate this way.
Oh yeah.
You have to pay attention to the POAP then.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Just
okay.
One for the defeated ones also, you know?
Yes. Okay, I'm done. I don't have anything else to say. For all of you that are interested in like starting quests, we'll do a little workshop, which I'm trying to be the least amount of talking, but we'll see how it's going. And just like kind of get elbow grease and like get dirty in there and just everybody's doing their own thing. I'm just helping you guys start your own quests. That's the idea. But for that, you have to be a guild grower. So to be a guild grower, you have to start the guild quest at the start quest channel. But that's it. I'm done. Are you done, Hannah? Are we good?
Yeah. Thank you so much, guys, for being here with us and celebrating this really big integration, like launch and all these things. So yeah, thank you so
Thank you
much.
very much for joining.
See you tomorrow, Guild
I
Growers.
gotta send out all the investor updates now about the launch and everything.
Yes.
Yay.
Yes. See you guys. Bye-bye. Bye.
See you next time.